Namaskar. This is Tulja Bhavani, working as Assistant Professor of Commerce at Government Degree College, Ibrahimpatnam. I welcome you all to my online classes on law, especially to the wing of business law. Dear viewers, every teacher has their own style of teaching. Likewise, I follow the principle of teaching from the basic concepts. And to start my subject, I'm taking the help of a very famous quote which is given by a Dutch painter, that is Rembrandt Harmenzoon van Rijn. He says, what he has said is, choose only one master, that is nature. Dear viewers, he said that choose only one master, that is nature. Nature seems to be the best, noblest, and precious gift of the Almighty on this planet Earth. The word nature looks to be very small and simple, but it includes so many things which can't even be imagined. Dear viewers, have you ever thought why the nature looks to be so beautiful? The reason why nature looks to be beautiful is that it follows certain laws. It follows certain timings. It does everything as per the timings which are decided by itself or by the supernatural powers, such as the rising of sun, the glowing rivers, the blossoming of flowers, the beautifully singing birds, the beautiful valleys, the wonderful mountains, the ocean, the blue sky, the blinking of stars, the moonlight in the night, and many more things like change in the seasons, falling of rain, formation of rainbow, etc. What I said, you can see here on the screen. There are birds, rainbow, falling of rain. So, dear viewers, in order to enjoy the beauty of nature, one has to follow the law which is framed by the nature. Now, here, have you ever thought what is law? The meaning of law in general sense is given on the screen as it is a set of rules and regulations framed by the government and imposed on the public in order to maintain peace and harmony in the society. Dear viewers, can you imagine our life without law? Can we live our life happily without law? We are happy today. We are safe in our home sitting today. It is because there exist certain laws. If there are no laws, always there exists a fear in our heart. Let us assume that I'm a karodpati. So what fear I will have in my heart is that, will anybody rob me? Will any dakaiti take place in my home? Is there anyone who is going to kill me? So this is the fear which exists in our heart. So a set of rules and regulations are required in every society in order to maintain peace and harmony. So if there are laws, we are all living happily. Not only we are living happily, we are even living safely. So what I said is, law is a set of rules and regulations. So every country has their own constitution. What is constitution? Constitution is the supreme law of the land. So it is the law with which the country is governed. How the country has to be governed is written in the Constitution, and every country has their own law. So this law keeps changing as per the requirement of the society. If the society changes, different modifications come in law. So, law can be categorized into different types. For example, international law. International law is of two types. One is the public international law and private international law. We have municipal laws, we have national laws. The example for this is the constitutional law. Then we have private laws. Under private laws, we learn about the law of Indian Contract Act, the Indian Contract Act 1872, then the Transfer of Properties Act 1882, then we have public laws. Under that, we have administrative law, then we have civil law and criminal law. So, till now, we have learned, we have started our topic from nature, the reason why nature looks to be very beautiful. Then we learned the basic meaning of the general meaning of law. So, dear students, dear viewers, now the question arises, when was law born? Have you ever thought when this law was born? Law was born when an offense, injury, crime has taken place in the society. If there is no offense, if there is no injury, if there is no crime, there is no need of law. Everybody is living happily. Why we want justice? So the hunger for justice has paved the way for the establishment of law and to punish all those who failed to oblige the law. If everything is going on peacefully in the society, we need not crave for law. There is no need for us to have law. So why we want law? Because we want to live in our society happily. So we want law. So when these laws are framed, it is the duty of the people to follow the law. If you are not following the law, then you are going to be imprisoned. You are going to be imposed fines. You have to pay the penalties. There are some people who says that rules are meant for breaking. I say idiots are those who say these words. Rules are meant to be followed. If you are a human being, if you are a civilized human being, then you will be following the laws and rules. Right. Now, dear viewers, now the question arises, see, I'm not a law student. Why should I know about law? Why should a person know about law? Dear viewers, in Latin, we have a maxim, that is a rule, that ignorantia juris non excusat. It means ignorance of law excuses not, or ignorantia legis neminem excuset. It means ignorance of law excuses no one. Here the sentence is wrong. Ignorance of excuses no one is printed wrongly. It has to come ignorance of law excuses no one. It means you simply cannot say that you don't know the law. You have to know about the law. We need not know about, we need not learn about all the laws which are prevailing in the world, but we should be aware of at least the laws with which we are governed. We should be aware of the laws which are prevailing in our country, or at least we should be aware of the law of the state, concerned state in which we are staying. For example, I stay in Telangana state. I should know what are the latest rules given by the government of Telangana. For example, due to this pandemic situation of COVID-19, there are certain guidelines, there are certain instructions which are given by the Ministry of Health Affairs, the government of India, the government of Telangana, and whenever we are making phone calls, we are able to hear that, uh, that we are supposed to maintain a distance of 2 meters with each individual. Then we are supposed to tie the mask, and we are not supposed to come out of our home for unnecessary things unless and until the need arises. In case of emergency only you have to step out. But what people are doing, they are simply feeling bored at home, so for silly reasons they are going outside. For for example, they are going out of their home for kothmeers and pudinas. One traffic police has caught an individual, and he asked him, "A morning you have gone for the vegetable, and what the hell you are going again?" He said that my wife wants to eat palakura, my wife wants to eat palak, and I am going to get palak from the market. Is it the situation wherein we want to eat our favorite items? Now situation does not demand us. If we are getting our food, normal food, that is more than enough. Now it's not the time of satisfying our desires by eating whatever we want. Whatever is available, please eat it and feel yourself satisfied. In, right. Now, ignorantia juris non excusat. In the image, you can see that ignorantia juris non excusat. As I said, that ignorance of law excuses no one. Here on the left hand side, you can see a traffic police stopping a four-wheeler and writing the penalty. So here it is a one-way route, and in one-way route, dear viewers, we are not supposed to drive our vehicle. When the board is written very clearly, in spite of that, if you are driving, it means you are breaking the rules. If you are breaking the rules, you are going to be penalized. Then on the right hand side, you can see a traffic police stopping two-wheeler, which is driven by a person, and his friend is sitting at the back. If you can clearly see that the person is not wearing the helmet. So the rule of Telangana is that we are supposed to wear the helmet. If you are not wearing the helmet, you are risking your life and also the life of your loved one, those who are dependent on you. So now let us know about the history of law in India. We have learned about when the law was born, what is the need for an individual to learn about law. Now let us learn about the history of law in India. Dear viewers, the moment we hear the word India, one thing comes in our mind that India is a country of unity in diversity. There are so many peoples from different religions staying here. In spite of this differences in the culture, there exists a unity in them. So the law in India has a unique blend of Hindus, Islamic, English, and other influences upon a culture which has a long history. So the legal history of India is classified into four types: ancient India period, Muslim period, British period, and India today. Right. Now let us learn about the ancient India period. Now you may get a doubt that our subject is business law. You said about law and now you're entering into history. Yes, every part of my teaching has a link with law. For the sake of knowledge, it is better to hear these concepts. So the ancient India period. Dear viewers, as we all know that the world's oldest civilization was Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization. The name Indus Valley civilization has been kept to this civilization because the people of this civilization resided beside the river, on the bank of the river Indus. This civilization is otherwise called as the Harappan civilization. So it prevailed, it flourished flourished from 2700 BC to 1500 BC, and from 1500 BC to 500 BC, this civilization started declining. So in this civilization, people were aware of agriculture, and they were aware of bronze material. Iron was known to them. Bronze was known to them. So 2700 BC to 1500 BC was the period of this civilization, and from 1500 BC to 500 BC, the Harappan civilization started declining. So when this period started declining, this has paved the way for the entry of Aryans in India. So Aryans have entered India from Central Asia, and Aryans were aware of only one animal, that is the horse. You can see the Aryans coming in the horse, in the charioteer. So when the Aryans entered into India, they were civilized. Already Indus Valley, in case of Indus Valley civilization itself, the people were civilized. Even here, the people were civilized. So what these people have done, they have classified the people on the basis of the work undertaken by them. I am not speaking about the caste system. I am speaking about the classification of people on the basis of work done. So what the Aryans have done, they have divided the people into four categories. First one is the Brahmins. Second one are the Kshatriyas. Third one are the Vaishyas, and fourth one are the Shudras. So what are the duties of these four kinds of people is described by the Aryans. Brahmins are supposed to do the sacrifices, they have to read the Vedas, and they have to perform the pujas. Right. Then comes the Kshatriyas. What is the duty of Kshatriyas? Kshatriyas have to punish the evils and protect the good, and they have to participate in the wars. Then comes the Vaishyas. Vaishyas are supposed to do the trade and commerce. They are supposed to do the trading business. They have to take care of agriculture and animal husbandry. Then comes the fourth category, that is the Shudras. Shudras are supposed to take care, are supposed to serve the above three categories of people. They are serving the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, and the Vaishyas. So when they are serving these above three categories of people, they are called as the Dasas. They are even called as the Dasas and the slaves. So again, I am saying the entry of Aryans has divided the people on the basis of the work undertaken. So this division of people on the basis of work undertaken has paved the way for caste system in India, and this caste system is still existing in India. So the language of Aryans was Sanskrit, and later this language was adopted by the educated people in the society. Now, from 500 BC till 12th century, Hindu civilization prevailed in India, because 12th century marked the entry of Muslims in India. So till the entry of Muslims in India, from 500 BC to 12th century BC, it marked the Hindu civilization in India. The most important feature of this Hindu civilization was Varna Ashrama Dharma. Varna means Jati. So as per the Jati, there are certain duties which are given to these people, and at the end they have to adopt the path of ashramas, and ultimately they have to go for salvation and attain moksha. So Hindu law is basically derived from the Vedas and Manu Manasa Dharma Shastra. Hindu law has its origin from the Vedas and Manu's Manava Dharma Shastra. There were two schools of law as per Hindus. One is the Mitakshara school of law, and the second one was the Dayabhaga school of law. Dayabhaga school of law prevailed in the states of Bengali speaking areas like Bengal and Assam, and Mitakshara school of law prevailed in the rest part of India. There was difference of opinion in case of inheritance of property and joint family about these in these two types of schools. Then comes the Muslim period, right? Muslim invasion in 12th century. 12th century marked its beginning of rule by Muslims first in northern India. Muslims, they came to India and they ruled the northern India. Later, the Mughals ruled almost all parts of India except the state of Magadha, because Ashoka was the king of Magadha, and Islamic law became a part of the country's legal and social system. Dear viewers, Muslim law has its origin from two sources. One is the Quran Sharif and the other is the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad. So, according to the Islamic law, the faith, Iman, is categorized into six axioms, like every Muslim has to believe that belief in the existence and oneness of Allah. Believe that there exists only one God and He is supreme and He is none other than the Allah Himself. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Akbar is a Islamic word which means supreme. So they believe that in the existence and oneness of Allah, then they believe in the existence of angels, believe in the existence of book sent to all the prophet sent to all the prophets, then belief in the existence of prophets sent by Allah, then belief in the day of judgment and life after death. There is a day of judgment and there will be life after death, and belief in the existence of Allah's pre destination, means the predictions. Allah has made certain predictions that few things are going to happen in future. So, dear viewers, like Hindu law, even Muslim law is based on the religious belief. Now comes the entry of Britishers in India in 1600. This is the image of British East India Company. Britishers came to India with the intention of trading and expanding their business. So when they came to India, they found that there was no unity among the Indian leaders. India looked like a golden bird due to its beauty and wealth. So what they have done, they have taken an advantage of the loophole of Indians, that is, Indians lack in unity. There is no unity in India. There was a caste system prevailing in India. So what they have done, they have set their foot to carry business during the period of Mughal Emperor Jahangir. So when they established their kingdom in India, they found that there is a sound need of judicial system in India. So an elementary judicial system was founded in three presidency towns, like the Calcutta, Madras and Bombay. These three presidency towns, if you see, both three of these towns are near to the seaports. There was no other route to enter into India, so they have adopted the sea routes, and through these sea routes they have entered into India, and they have uh, established an elementary judicial system in these three presidency towns. And other than these three presidency towns, Muffisil courts, which are called as the Adalat courts, were established outside the presidency towns, that is in the territories. So during the British period, the Britishers even found that the alien system of judiciary, these people are unaware of the judiciary system, and this judiciary system will not work out in India, because in India, Hindus and Muslims are governed by their own religious laws. So parallel system of judiciary was unified by establishment of High Court. Earlier to 1862, there existed parallel system of judiciary in India. That parallel system of judiciary was presidency courts and mufficil courts. So what they have done, they have unified the presidency courts and mufficil courts and established the high courts. So high courts are the ancestral courts for the courts which are prevailing now. So a privy council was established, which was regarded as the ultimate court of appeal in India. So apart from this high courts, a privy council means it is the supreme court, which was established in order to appeal if in case if a person does not get the justice. Now comes India today, that is legal system in modern India. So, dear viewers, for the first time in the history of India, a day has come where freedom was given to the people to think about their nation, to think about their country, to frame the laws, to frame the provisions with which they want to proceed in future after getting the independence. So people from different walks of life came forward and a constituent assembly was formed. A constituent assembly was formed on 6th December 1946, and on 9th December 1946, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha, the oldest member of the committee, was elected as a temporary president. Please remember the date. On 6th December 1946, Constituent Assembly was formed. On 9th December 1946, Dr. Sachidananda Sinha was selected as the temporary president of the Constituent Assembly. Then on 12th December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of Constituent Assembly. So what they have done, they have formed different committees, and out of these committees, 8 committees were very important. So the photo which you are seeing in your desktop, the photo which you are seeing, these are the chairmen of those 8 committees, and out of those 8 committees, the most important committee was the drafting committee. You can see Dr. B.R. Ambedkar sitting in the middle of the photo. So out of those 8 committees, the most important committee was framing of the constitution, drafting of the constitution, and the chairman of this committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So they have framed the Constitution of India. And dear viewers, you know that the Constitution of India is the written and the most lengthiest constitution of the world. Right. So now what happened is, on the basis of yeah, 8 major committees, what I said is here. Right. So power of constitution. So the power of constitution was divided based, again the spelling mistake is there. The power of the constitution was divided based on the doctrine of separation of power. So based on the doctrine of separation of power, the power of the constitution was divided into 3 types. One is the legislature, other one is the executive, third one is the judiciary. So the task of framing the laws was given to the legislature. Legislature is nothing but the parliament. The simple definition of parliament is, parliament consists of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the President of India. So the legislature was given the task of framing the laws. So these laws are administered properly or not is the task of the executory to see. If they are not implemented properly, then the judiciary is there to punish those violators. So through judicial review, the Supreme Court can declare the constitution, can declare the parliamentary laws as unconstitutional. This was in brief about the India today. So, what happened later? The Privy Council, which existed during the British period, now took the shape of Supreme Court of India. Whatever Supreme Court of India we have, it was the same Privy Council which existed before 1862. Right. So, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. If you like my lecture, all the credit goes to my teacher. So, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.